Hey everyone, I'm Cesar and I'm back with another video for Path of Exile, this time with a Reign of Arrows champion. So this is a very solo self-found oriented character. You can play it on Trade League as well and try to push it to the limit, but it's good in solo self-found specifically because it's not difficult to get the required items and the gear progression is pretty simple. This character is a good mapper, it's fast and decently tanky. The single target is not great, but it's not the worst either. And it's good enough to push the Atlas, farm tier 16 maps, do logbooks, heist, etc. So a really important item for this build is going to be the bow. We want to get a triple elemental damage bow. The best way to get these bows is using Rogue from Expedition. Basically, fill your prefixes and reroll. There is a good chance that he will give you high tier elemental damage prefixes. And then for your suffixes, you want to get, if you can, crit chance, attack speed, and also crit multi. Our belt is also really important in Perseverance. It synergizes really well with Champion because we can get Grace and Determination, so we have high armor and evasion, and we basically get a good amount of attack damage from the belt. We also get Onslaught, for example, some resistances, well, some cold resistance and some life. The way to get the belt in solo self-found, I think the best way is using Ancient Orbs. So I was reading that the chance to hit Perseverance is around 1 in 20 with an Ancient Orb. So basically you want to run Harbinger, use Scarabs, you can also use the 7th gate, so you can get Harbinger on your map device. It shouldn't be too difficult to hit. I think I hit my Perseverance in like 8 or 9 Ancient Orbs. Yeah, it's not super difficult to hit. If you're on solo self-found. If you're on trade, you can just buy it for 1 chaos. The other unique that I'm using is the Amulet. Basically gives us high level precision, some nice crit multi, cooling strike. It's not mandatory, but it's nice and easy to use. And also, we can save a gem slot because we don't have to equip a precision gem. So yeah, we save a gem slot that way. Then, for the rest of your gear, try to get armor and evasion bases. It is important as well. Then your typical suppression, resistances, chaos resistance if possible, stats in strength and intelligence, so you can equip all your gems, life, etc. Any extra damage that you can get, especially on the rings, you can get elemental damage with attacks. You can also get flat damage. I am not running reduced mana cost on my rings. It's not necessary with the setup that I have. Since I'm running Inspiration, I also have the Elrich implicit on my helmet, reduce mana cost of attacks. I'm running the Life Mastery, skills cost life, instead of 30% of mana cost. We're also running Mana Leech. You can get life and Mana Leech for 1 passive point here, so yeah, that's pretty good, get it. Then for the Quiver, just try to get as much damage as possible. You can get life as well on your Quiver. My life is a bit low at the moment, with 3.6k life, but you can hit 4k life easily. I have low life on some of my items, not even life on my Quiver. So yeah, you can definitely hit higher life. But I was trying to get as much damage as possible. And also don't forget your flasks, Jade, Granite, Diamond, and Quicksilver with the suffixes Evasion, Armor, Crit, and also attack speed. The best prefix that you can get is the gain 3 charges when you're hit by an enemy. And then of course your instant life flask with corrupting blood in. For freeze immunity, we're using the Pantheon. And also Aberrath. mostly for the burning ground immunity. So this is the passive tree. Our Ascendancy champion, of course. First two laps get your Fortify. For the third lap, I went with First Strike, last of all, so I can make use of Adrenaline, which is actually really good for this build, because there is a trick that we can reach low life easily using Corrupting Fever. Basically in a tree link with Corrupting Fever, Life Tap support, and also Second Wind support. Whenever we use Corrupting Fever, we reach low life, and we have Adrenaline. And then you can, of course, get your life back with your life flask, or maybe with Enduring Cry if you want. Yeah, it's a pretty nice trick there. Your last lap, inspirational. Then a pretty standard passive tree for this character. I have a cluster setup right here. It's a nice amount of damage, so try to farm your clusters in your own solo self found. Farm Delirium. The large cluster can be attack damage or the bow cluster. And try to get a notable at the beginning. If you get two, that's amazing. If you get one, that's good enough. And then the medium clusters projectile damage with eye to eye and repeater. They're really nice. And then I also am running 2 mana reservation efficiency small clusters. Now you might not need to run 2, depending on if you want to run Held of Ice or not. I am running it because it helps a lot with mapping. You can also get mana reservation on your gear, on your body armor, for example, and on your helmet. Something that I don't have, you can get it as well. Then I have a couple of Abyss Jewels, basically with flat damage, some resistances, some crit multi, and the Anoint True Strike, so cheap Anoint for extra crit damage. For our gems, in our 6th link, try to get the Ball version of Rain of Arrows. It's actually a nice boost in damage. And then the support gems are pretty standard. Trinity, increased critical damage, Mirage Archer, Inspiration, and also elemental damage with attacks. To get your qualities, run your labs or use GCPs. Then don't forget your Corrupting Fever 3 link. Then Mana Forge Arrows link with life tap of course to help with the mana cost. And I have Frenzy and also Ensnaring Arrow for extra damage. You can get Power Charge on crit support as well, so you can generate power charges. The way I'm generating it is using the Wildwood Ascendancy. I only have one, but it's a nice one actually, with suppression and power charge on crit. If you have more charm sockets, you can get the extra crit at maximum power charges, or you can get crit multi per power charge, or anything that is useful. And then just don't forget your extra utility gems, your aura gems. We're running 6 auras in Precision, Defiance Banner, Determination, Grace, Herald of Ice, and also Clarity. And yeah, that's it for this character. So I hope you enjoy it if you decide to play it, and thank you very much for watching, and take care. Bye bye.